So I'm going to read from this novel that I have coming out in a little less than 2 weeks called The Genocide House. It's a book that is composed in 7 sections, and each of the different sections takes place in a different time period, ranging from the late 17th century to the early 21st century, or the late 20th century. This first section is set in 1675 to 1678. From a darkness outer they hurl, screaming, hollering, mocking, bodies obscene, nude, greased. Goodly Christian men before them fall, bullet and hatchet and spear. How red the earth, a cloth foul, menstruous. Dying men in blood wallow, choking. In their mortal hour they crawl to and fro, blood slop. How pale becomes a man of soul draining. Avert my eyes, Christ, I cry out, yet still I watch. What ecstasy I have so long thought to allow myself murdered. I long considered myself sprawled, split at the belly entrails. How flies fat black upon me would dance, knocked at the head, the white brain would spray. Seed of intelligence, yes, but the soul, I so long thought, I would not allow them drag me into their dismal wilderness, by heathen acts rendered into flesh of my Lord, Christ's goodness, Christ, author of my flesh. I did not understand myself. I thought when the moment came I would. I believed I would allow myself murdered, yet when the hour came I could not. In that hour I knew only a fleshly terror. I could not even scream, yet I ran, horror at our backs. What a gift I once thought to become cleaved, open, spilled, eradicated. Yet at first cry I fled, stood garrisoned with 100 others, weeping, human pungency, praying. What are your prayers to a dead God who beats down our door, I think? Do you fools not see your prophet has returned, howling? Heathens fall at our rifles, but it matters not, for he is infinite. Men leave to extinguish the burning roof, they do not return. I will see them later as if rubbish, discarded. I thought, murder them all and leave me. I saw myself alone survived. Do not think I wouldn't have relished my aloneness. Now I will explain the long hour of my captivity. Their dwellings quickly constructed, disassembled. Deeper into the swamps we went, at rifle shots echoing. Smoke of fires, Christians burned the forests in pursuit. Their king, a magnificent heathen, he was aged yet not. His savage garment scarcely covered his flesh, bronze, powerful. His English name, Philip. Our Christian meddling in native disputes, the hanging of innocent men, an affront unforgivable. They had no recourse but remove us from the land. The women who tended to me brought me plates of venison, mushrooms, mash of heathen corn. Savage, yet their touch delicate, with their infants, with me, in fact, gentle always, nurturing. I must eat, drink for the long marches to come. They did worry at my weariness, the hours I could only scream and weep, allow them no entrance to my dwelling. One young heathen girl holds me as if I'm her mother or child. How tender I feel toward this one. Yet if I had a dagger. I am to Philip led, crouched in his great dwelling, the fire behind him. So near to him now I see the lines of his age, weathering, blistering. His hair does gray, yet the shadows shift and he is much younger, no more than my age. These savages contain a permanence we Christians have not. He is mortal, certainly he may be killed, yet he allows no evidence of this before me. When he speaks, he does so of the age as if he witnessed the first breath of mist upon ancient waters. His son sits beside him, half-breed, an abomination, perhaps, yet beautiful, his blue eyes. How quiet they are, expressions beckoning. Philip, a smile faint. I begin to tell them the information I expect they desire. My father, I say, was a wealthy man. My husband is a man of high standing, a ransom considerable. Philip gestures for me to quiet. We want nothing. What could your husband possibly give us of greater value than yourself? You would be better off remaining with us anyway. Within the year, the rest of the Christians we will have murdered or driven back into the sea. His great dwelling, cathedral of tree limbs, trunks, the smoke rises through the sunlight. He smiles sweetly, apologetically, for the self-evidence of the statement. I call him king once. He insists a king has no place within their conception, yet he cultivates an air regal. If he says we must abandon everything with no notice, we do. If he departs for days, we await him as if the rising sun. There are many inexplicable sights within the wilderness. One does learn not to gasp. In one place we find a carriage, yet not a carriage, collapsed into the grasses, metal rusting, glass and leather. They prod at the mechanism with spears and swords. To look at it, to near, one feels a strange horror. There is no danger in the thing, yet I tremble and cannot stop. I do not know what it is, I am compelled to say again and again. Perhaps this place to my husband, even, is unknown. In the wilderness, one stands between a light burning, the coolest shadow. One falls into such reverie, I reach an arm far enough forward, and my arm is there no more. In my hand, a teacup, perhaps, a candle. The wilderness falls away, from a distance leers. Before us a hillside, fog discolored, glazed. We follow a stone road shooting with grasses, flowers. My husband would no doubt deny such a road through the wilderness does pass. Yet it was there. We followed it for, I do not know how long, in this place beyond all Christian measures of time. There is the sun, then there is not. Moon and constellations through the canvas glow, pallor unearthly. There is a brick wall, skin of moss, an iron gate fallen. We come to a stone manor many gabled. Some distance from the structure we perceive only an air of wood smoke. Nearer now we watch shapes of men pass before lighted windows. Such men comprehend not what visits them now. None can truly know when the mysterious hand around them tightens. The great red door stands ajar. A warm air wavers at the threshold. They anticipate us, I think. Perhaps crouch in postures murderous, muskets, sabers. Yet Philip has many times safely traveled through the air of murder, his existence inseparable from the threat of oblivion. So into this manor Philip, we, the wandering tribe of Philip, went. This manor inhabited yet empty of life. Within some rooms, glass orbs suspended flicker with light. In a dining room, a chandelier radiates a light unnatural. A table set with silver, porcelain, beefsteaks, blood pool, asparagus, a dish of butter, glass of wine. At the head of the table, Philip sits. Of poison he is without fear. No proxy chews his meat as Philip devours the beefsteak nods before the others divvy up the rest. In this place, screens of glass hang upon the walls like silk draperies or portraits. These are not mirrors, I think, squinting for my reflection. Curious fingers click the screens, hollow echo. Some lie mute, darken. Other screens flicker, glow. Yes, these screens writhe with motion, images shimmering. They seem to depict a snowstorm, perhaps. We stand transfixed. Now one imagines from this maelstrom, images coalesce. Thus it is clearer now. Here a man walking, now his face, aged, weathered, fills the box. He seems to speak. I am become, his lips might say, destroyer, worlds. How quickly this manner becomes Philip's domain. His soul stretches to every room and corner, even as he sits in a great leather chair. His eyes filling with light, the motion of screens. Do you understand this? He asks me, gestures to the screen. A light fills the horizon. Men shield their eyes, a cloud swelling, a terrible wind, trees, houses swept away. The image is repeated. Now bodies of ash, bodies against walls, shadows of bodies. I shake my head. I've never seen anything like this before. Yet I know. Yet the images follow my thoughts. Philip's mouth hangs open as if a groan now. Philip now in the darkness, a flickering light. This manner immense, foreign, yet I could navigate the halls with eyes closed. There are staircases to quarters, beds musty, disused, yet the hand finds a pillow, a quilt, yet warm. Impressions there seem to shift. A library, Philip's son reads aloud, haltingly. In death's dream kingdom, these do not appear. I sense what he will say next. My lips begin to move, yet the words do not follow. An orb to the wall affixed pulses a white light. I reach as if to touch it. Over the heat, my palm hovers. To burn alive with this unnatural fire, radiate and glow in possible heat. A moth, ragged, deathless, beats against the glass, my hand. It is true I am a thing of substance, flesh and hair, bone, teeth weighed to the earth. An energy seems to lift me from my place. Yet I am here, no place other. Here is the proof. Before a mirror, a basin, a spout, a steady drip of water into cupped hands spread over my face. Soap pale, blackened in my hands. Here is the proof. Any common butcher or butcher's apprentice or heathen savage, any attendant to a slaughter, we who have seen the carcass split open understand the soul radiant, perpetual, fastened to a doomed animal. Here I am, I thought, flesh stretched over bone, bone atop organ assembled, organs, artery, vein. Now comes our decay, I thought. Now our decay, how the vessel atrophies, the membrane thins, hangs. Hair once auburn, black becomes gray, the floors rattle with our teeth fallen. We shuffle along, stooped. Philip, too, perched in his leather chair, hoary shriveled, the screens, his eyes clouded with images flickering. Men marching naked, emaciated, men dead piled atop each other in great pits. A hand passes before Philip, and he knows it not. How long in this manner? There comes a groaning, one speaks and cannot hear their own voice. Perhaps the structure itself means to devour us. Who can say what such a place wants? Yet none of this is real. Yet I know none of it was real. After we depart, it is as if we were never there. A place once magnificent recedes and recedes until it is gone. Yet it is not the very tissue of the world, more mysterious than we suppose. Perhaps many devils wander the wilderness, phantasms, shadows, in and out of substance, lesser versions of our dead God. A bear headless on hind legs stands, clawing a tree, in gesture futile to consume some life within. We keep our distance, our men circle, motion us further away, without themselves nearing. They could shoot it, still it would stand, quilled 100 arrows, fluttering from its hide. Somewhere yet the head does lie, moaning. Thank you.